Forgot to push the button. Good morning, gang. It's Thursday, the 24th of December, 2018. A warm welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom tour, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire, boys and girls. Let's see who it won't be any of you lot, because you're like the dedicated ones in there really early. People like Shania, who is the first message in this morning. Good morning, Shania. And we got Diane Jebbis there. Good morning to Adrian. Managed to get up early this morning. Well done, Adrian. And Mohammed is there. Good morning, Mohammed. And the lovely Diana, who I spoke to last night. I must give you a ring, Diana. I think your number's... Oh, hang on a minute. My wheel's on the wire. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got a wheel... The wire's got trapped under my wheel. There's no wireless. It's all cabled up in here, dear. All cabled up in here. Yes, Diana, who I must give you a ring at some point, Diana. We'll have a little chit-chat. I do feel we get on quite well. Do you know what I mean? There's not many people I ring, you know, Diana. There's not many people in this world that I ring. I've got a very, very short list of people that I ring and an even shorter list of people that ring me. No one rings. No, I'm sitting hanging on the telephone. Yeah, and hello to Ray Reynolds International. Good morning to Ray Reynolds over on YouTube Live. Coco Bungie is with us live this morning. Good morning to you, sir. And the lovely Diana is there as well. Good morning, Diana. And I said Diana. Sorry, Joanna. Diana. Diana, I love you. Not like that. Not like that. As our other lad that I fancy. What's his name? Darren. When's he coming back here? I haven't seen him for a while. Young Darren. Send him over, dear. Send him over. I was just going to say, it wouldn't be any of you lot, dedicated viewers who are there at the beginning of the show. You know, it'd be the stragglers on who join us a bit later and find things to moan about. And one thing I'll guarantee they will have moaned about this morning is the logo that comes up, Happy Christmas at the end. Or the Christmas jumper. Because you know what they do, won't you? And it'll be the same for you if you're out tonight in a Christmas jumper. Why are you wearing that? Christmas is finished. No, it's not finished. Shania will tell you that. Christmas is not finished. Haven't you heard of the 12 days of Christmas? Christmas, dear. Christmas. Have you heard of the 12 days of Christmas? Yes. On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. Now, where you would put that tree, or come to think of it, the partridge, I do not know. Especially of those of you with small flats in town centres or cities. Where are you going to put a pear tree? What a stupid song. On the second day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 2 turtle doves. Again, where would you put 2 turtle doves? Is there a corner of your living room? In a small cage? That's subject to animal cruelty, that is, my dears. On the third day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 3 French hens. What? And the 2 turtle doves, and the partridge, and the pear tree in a small flat in London? No, dear. There's no room. On the 4th day of Christmas, 4 calling doves. Now, I can understand if you want to go up 5 gold rings, I've got space for those. I've absolutely got space for 5 gold rings, okay? But I wouldn't hold on to them. What is the point of having a little bit of metal around your finger? What does that do? Nothing is the answer. Nothing. It doesn't do... Ow, but it looks pretty. Yeah, but it doesn't do anything, dear. It does... Everything here has a purpose. Even... I know you're looking at me and thinking, what's the point of you? Exactly. I have a purpose as well. I'm employed to sit here. I'm employed by myself. It's very hot in here today. One moment, I'm going to open the door. You'd think with all this technology I could just push a button and the door would open. No, I have to push it manually. And it's closed again. Is there a ghost in the house? One moment, please. One moment. Open door. Open sesame. Come on, let some draft in. Is that going to stay open? Oh, you naughty door. I'm going to sweat in here. Oh, that has opened a little bit. 5 gold rings I've got space for. I'd have the 5 gold rings, get them valued and sell them and buy a new piece of equipment or a brand new caravan, depending on how many carats they are. If it was like, you know, a £100,000 gold ring with diamonds, I would personally purchase a brand new massive caravan with various studios at different points in here. It would be marvellous then. So there we are. Someone will moan. I guarantee one of the late people... can you not hear me all right? Is the volume all right for people? Is the volume all right for people? Can someone let us know? Can you hear us all right? Let me know, please. Chris Manzar said he's having trouble with the volume. Can someone else tell me if it sounds all right? Looks all right to me on the screen, to be honest. Or have we got a dodgy wire? We haven't got a dodgy wire, have we? Let me have a look. No, no, that looks all right as well. How's the wire for everyone else? Eh? Someone will complain that, it's not Christmas anymore. But it is, dear. It is for 12 whole days. I'm not going to go for all 12. You'll soon disappear after that, won't you? Yes, Chris says he's having trouble with the volume. Diana's coming soon with Darren. Diana, after the new year, I will be singing a Christmas song as I didn't get to sing a Christmas song. Oh, no, you won't, darling. You absolutely won't unless you appear within the 12 days of Christmas. You've got to get in before 6th of January. 2019. How did we get to 2019 from 2000, eh, Diana? Because I know you're of an age as well. You're over 30, aren't you, dear? You were here in the year 2000. Exactly, yes. We got there already. Diana can hear me okay. Lizzie Drip, good morning, Lizzie Drip. She can hear us okay. No, it is just you, I think. Sorry, Chris. Just you, I think. Just you. I like David's dog. Yes, we found out this. Remember that box I opened on the show yesterday? This. Look at the ears. We found out that and that beautiful plate that I had yesterday was in fact from... Can you hear this, Chris? Listen. You should be able to hear a scratching. Because there's a possibility I've got the wrong mic on. If you can hear that scratching, then it's working okay. All right, darling. Let me know. Yes, so that beautiful plate, I haven't got it in here now. I showed you yesterday. And the dog came from David, who attends the the Central Station karaoke on Monday nights. You never see him on the screen. He just likes to sit there and absorb the atmosphere rather than joining in himself. So there we are. Chris gets the scratch. Yeah, I think it must be you there. Possibly one of the settings on your little computer device there, my old mate. All right, good. So yesterday after the show, you know those Facebook, you know these status things, the update thing at the top there, and I don't know if you've noticed, those of you that watch the show via Facebook probably get the little message that I usually put up 10-20 minutes before today's show's going to start at, for example today, 9:20 a.m. And it's got various little backgrounds, colours and shapes and things like leaves and things like that. There were no Christmas ones. Isn't that funny? You would have thought there'd be a little Christmas tree or some sparkly or some snow or picture of the baby Jesus and Mary and Joseph in the manger. But nothing. There were no Christmas little background at all. Most disappointing. I should write a letter to Facebook, because you know that these technology people, they love to receive letters of suggestions from people like normal little old people like me, you know, who will still, do you think, I mean, I'm sure they'll file that immediately if they even open it. Does make me laugh, all these surveys that come around all the time. Does anyone read those? Yeah, you might have a survey, I don't know, on chocolate biscuits. What did you think? Oh, you've eaten 2 of our chocolate biscuits. We'd like you to do a short survey which will only take 2 minutes of your time. I always do. I delete them now. I don't do any surveys at all. Are you paying me to do that? No, well, I haven't got the time to give to you, you cheeky git. Are you giving me the biscuits for nothing? No, I've had to pay for those, therefore you can pay me to do a survey. Huh? You know what I mean? Absolutely. Besides, I've suggested things on surveys before. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. What is the point of that? Exactly. Adrian, that sounds like a dog with a flea noise. Now, Adrian, don't start talking about your flea problem again that you've got in your house. Adrian pops in the Central Station usually on a Friday and a Saturday, and he's always scratching all the time. Aha! Chris says it was just my headphones. I turned them off. There we are. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you've got it working now, old boy. Glad you got it working. Good morning to Maureen is in the house. Good morning, Maureen, who is watching the show from London. From London. It's the quiz of the week. Oh, no, that's Norwich, isn't it? That's Norwich, the quiz of the week, with Nicholas Parsons. Good morning, Maureen, who can hear us loud and clear. Simon Keane is in the house as well. Good morning, Simon, who says, I had a fabulous Christmas day, Mr. Chop Chop. I broke the law. I had 6 mince pies, because in England it's illegal to eat mince pies on Christmas Day. True. Is that right? The cops took me into custody. Custody? Oh, don't even go there. Bleeding Simon Keen and his jokes. I don't know. Good morning, Colin. Welcome to the show. Hello, Colin. Yeah, after the show yesterday, my sister and Martin, her husband, came round, my brother-in-law, and she brought my new curtains up, which I can show you actually. I've got a mirror here. I've got a mirror here. Look, I mean, there's nothing better than looking at yourself in the mirror, innit? God, you're absolute. Oh God, do you know? I wish I could snog myself. I wish I could snog myself. I really do. But yeah, my sister bought curtains in yesterday. Why am I looking over there? My sister bought curtains in yesterday that she has made with her own little hands, and there they are. Look, you can see those right in front of you there. Do you like those? Isn't they lovely? I chose that material. We went into this place. It was like a big wooden hut actually, and we chose the material, and there are my lovely new curtains, which have blacked out the light from outside completely. Which should stop me now looking. I hope I don't look so much yellow now. Okay, it's not that obvious today, but there's no sun out there. It's when the sun used to come through the other curtains, and they were yellow, so it made me look yellow as well. But that's the curtains. By the way, this is what's in front of me, if you ever wondered. It's just a dim. That's quite dim, that light actually. Dim light there. That was giving me a problem as well until my brother-in-law yesterday suggested I just put a tissue in front of it because I don't have a diffuser. I need a diffuser. And another couple of lights in here would just set it off properly, one each side, and I'd be happy with that. So that's the studio, you see. That's what I see in front of me while I'm chatting away to you. That's the little camera up there that I say good morning right at the beginning, okay? You know, with the date on it. The camera, that's the camera there that I'm talking to you from, there, all right? Just in case you're interested in this boringness. And that's it. And there's the rest of my caravan. Oh, there we are. That's it. I thought you'd be interested in that this morning. So, yes, she came round this morning. Let's have a look here. Good. Yeah, my sister came round with her husband yesterday to put the curtains up, and she had the wrong hooks, unfortunately. So we went to B&Q down in Boston. The shops yesterday, perfectly all right. Perfectly all right. Now, we didn't go in to the town centre, so I don't know what it was like there at some of the bigger shops like Argos and places like that. But certainly where we went into B&Q. I also meant to get some batteries because this delightful little caravan that Glenda sent me in the post, among some sweets, is actually takes batteries and it lights up. And I went to B&Q to get some lights at the same time as my sister went to get the curtain hooks, and I completely forgot the batteries. And as we're coming out of B&Q, my brother-in-law said to me, "Oh, you've forgotten your batteries." I said, "Oh, I'll get them from Tesco's." All right. So we come out of there. He got a bit of worktop that he's got like a little wooden workshop at his house, and he wanted to make a table thing. So he went and bought a bit of worktop in there. I like to have a look at the lights. Do you like lights? I like lights. And I go around in B&Q and look at all these lights. And they've got these wonderful new LED lights now, which are like long strips in various different shapes. They've got like a long strip like that, one like that, and one like that. And it's all joined together. And the strip is actually a light. Very, very good. My mate's got a really expensive LED, I think it's a round light that he's got in his bedroom. 300 quid he paid for that. For a light, dear. 300 quid for a light. My God. Anyway, he liked it. You know, he likes all this posh stuff, doesn't he? So he's got one of those. So we left B&Q to go to Tesco's. My sister wanted some shopping, and Martin says, "Oh, you've forgotten your batteries. Oh, I'll get them in Tesco's." So then we went into Tesco's. My sister's doing her shopping. I popped in used the toilet in Tesco's, and a little walk around. Got a few bits and pieces. Came out of there. All the corn in there is on special offer. You remember I said to you it was in Morrison's. It was 3 items for £6. They're doing it in Tesco's as well. They must have matched the price, I assume. So I bought some corn items, some other bits and pieces. Come out of there, got back in the car. Halfway there, Martin says, you didn't get your batteries, did you? I said, no. So that's why that's not lit up yet. My light up caravan. I must get some batteries for that. One of the other things Glenda put in that box was some boiled sweets. These are maple syrup sweets. I don't know if, yes, you can see. Can you see it's in the shape of a maple leaf? I got to tell you, I was a bit dubious about these. You know, what would they taste like? These are absolutely, you can't get them in the UK, I'm sure you can't. These are absolutely delicious, Glenda. Thank you very much for sending me those. They're really, really nice. Maple leaf sweets. Highly recommended. So if you go to the USA, try and seek these out and bring me a packet back. Oh, maple leaf boiled sweets. Very nice indeed. Got back from B&Q. Came back here. Off they went. My sister and her husband left straight away. They had stuff to do. And I had my lunch. And then I went for a walk along the river. Here's a little picture of me walking along the river yesterday. There we are. Absolutely beautiful walk. There was no one out there. And I thought I'd go a little bit further than I usually go. So I'm going... Okay, that's with the river. So I'm going sort of backwards, if you see what I mean. Well, obviously not into the river, but I'm going backwards there. And along there on the right, where that grass is, it gradually gets more and more muddy. With tractors obviously come down there at some point. So it's really muddy. And two people came towards me. Two ladies, an older one and a younger one. And she says, oh, you're not going down there with those shoes on, because I only had trainers on. She said, you need a little bit more than that with that footwear. She said, it's very muddy down there. I said, oh, right, okay. I said, well, I'm just from the caravan. Oh, my daughter's from there as well. So we got chatting about, you know, how much I like it here and all that. That was nice. Anyway, I did carry on going down, and it was really muddy. And I came off the main path and walked on the grass, trying to avoid the mud. And quite honestly, I don't know what was mud and what was cattle poo. It was it was difficult to differentiate which was the mud and which was the cattle poo. I was kind of doing it by colour, assuming that the mud was the darker colour and the cattle poo, or whatever it was the lighter colour. And you could see hoof marks down there. I thought, any minute now I'm going to be attacked by a cow or something like that. But I couldn't see any there at all. Do cows attack you? Is it all right to walk through a field of cows? Don't know, really. Deers can be funny, can't they? If you've got a deer, I mean, I wouldn't worry about a deer without... If they've got the antlers, that would worry me. If a deer with antlers stopped and started looking at me, I'd be a bit worried about that. I mean, they could always jump in the river, I suppose, and swim away, because we are that close to it, aren't we? Good morning to Katie Ann Patterson. Good morning, Katie. Diane can't wait till her caravan opens. I love it here. Mine here closes February, March. We're not allowed here in February and March. Chris says, my town makes sponge candy, chocolate-covered crunchy centre. I can send you some. Oh, that sounds nice, Chris. Sponge candy, chocolate-covered crunchy centre. Ooh, I might like that, Chris. I might like that. If you do get any, Central Station, do you know the address? Central Station. I'll just look it up on the internet there, and that'll come up. I haven't got it in front of me at the moment, all right? Just send it to Central Station, and I'll sample some of that live on air. It sounds very, very nice indeed, that does. So I had my walk, came back here, had a little bit of a sleep, and that was my day, really. At night time, I went over to my niece, because she was on her own yesterday. Her husband and their little boy was out somewhere. They were at a football match or something, so I popped around to see my niece. Had a cup of tea round there, and she got out another tin of sweets. You know, there's sweets all the time. There's sweets at Christmas. Everyone's got Quality Street. No one had roses this year. How disappointing is that? No one had roses at all, and no one had celebrations. You know, I say they're tins. They're not tins anymore, are they? They're those plastic tub things which get smaller by the year. The only sweets I've had up here have been Quality Street. And the other thing is, everyone seems to leave the strawberry and the orange creams, which is great for me because they're my favourite. Strawberry and orange creams. Yes, please, mummy. And there's also a reddish one in there, which is fudge. And you know, I'm a big fan of fudge. But I was tempted yesterday in the Tesco's pick and mix when I saw those little squares of fudge in there. I thought maybe I'll have a cup of those. Yes, please, mummy, fudge. So we had some of that and a cup of tea there. I took my green laser pen with me, and we were outside. A little girl was there, and baby James. Baby James has got this thing now. He's realised that if he gets his nails and digs them into you and does that, it hurts. He does realise that now. He was a bit naughty yesterday, baby James. Yes, my niece did some toast, and it's in this bowl thing, and suddenly he just started picking up the toast and throwing it everywhere. much to great niece Emily's delight. Anyway, she wanted to go at my laser pen, so I explained to her quite strongly that she must never ever put it in people's eyes, because you know you lose your sight. The way I did it, because sometimes children don't understand things, I said, okay, right, Emily, I want you to close your eyes. I said, what can you see? She said, nothing. I said, can you imagine what it would be like if, you know, you lost your eyesight completely? I said, would you like that? And she went, no. I said, well, that's what could happen if you put that green laser into someone's eyes. You know, you must value your senses. Don't muck around. She understood that, so that was fine. She played around with that for a while. And then great nephew George arrived with his dad, my niece's husband. He had to go with a laser as well. They'd been to a football match in Crewe, I think it was. Crewe, they went all the way to Crewe. They're big football fans, those two. My nephew's a big football fan, and other great nephew, Harry, he's a big football fan. They love the football. I hate football. Can't stand it. Just a complete and utter waste of time. Like wearing jewellery. What's all that about? Wearing rings. Right at the beginning of the show I told you that, didn't I? Then the children went to bed, as well as her husband. They all went to bed and just left me and my niece up, and we watched the Real Marigold Hotel, which is a film I really, really like. I love it. Seeing those pensioners just go off and do their thing to India. And that actor, the young boy actor, he's really good, isn't he? And the mother, of course, and his mother. And Dame Judi Dench and Maggie Smith were there. It's a fantastic film. Absolutely fantastic film. So we watched that. I came back here. My niece gave me some tomatoes and a cucumber because I wanted to do some dinner when I got back. So I just had some plain rice, tomatoes and a bit of cucumber in there. And then I went to bed. I had a nice sleep last night. Didn't wake up at all. And here I am this morning, ready to talk to you. Otherwise, I can't be here too long today. I've definitely got to go within half an hour because I've got. We're going to a pantomime today. My Christmas present to my sister and her, to my niece and her family, was to take them to a pantomime, and we are going. I think we're going. It's either Snow White or Cinderella, one of those two, at Skegness, the Embassy Theatre in Skegness. And before that, we'll have chips and beans. Oh yes, please, mummy. I am trying to be a bit good with the food, not too many sweets. I am, I suppose, on average, having about 10 sweets per day at the moment. You know, little sweets wrapped up in the Quality Street. What's that noise? I thought I could hear a strange. I think it was the computer chattering away to itself. What do computers say to each other? Do you ever wonder that? They sit there sometimes and you're in complete silence, and then they start chattering, don't they? They're talking to each other. What are they talking? Artificial intelligence. That's what it is, dear. Artificial intelligence. Chris says, was it Chris? Oh, hang on a minute. Was it Chris who said tell Amazon to close the door? I don't have an Amazon. No Amazon here. Thank you very much, Chris. No Amazon here at all. Craig says, I got chased by a load of cows once when I went fishing as a kid. Farmer got me down from the tree. Is that right, Craig? Sorry, Craig. So cows do chase you, do they? I wouldn't be having any of that. Well, how can they chase you? They want to be milked, don't they? If you didn't milk a cow, would it just burst? There'd be milk all over the place, wouldn't they? Katie, That would make me use... they would use the river for watering crops. Cows don't charge people. Bulls will. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. If the Spanish people do horrible things to bulls, don't they? Throw spears at them. Oh, it's just horrendous, all that blood sport business. Diana, it's got loads of roses and celebrations. I love the cream ones. Me too, Diana. Orange creams. Oh, they do an orange crunch one in the Quality Street, which I'm not too keen on. Orange and strawberry creams and fudge. They're my favourite. Fudge. There's a coconut one in there. I can take that or leave it. Thank you. Colin's given us the Central Station address there. There you go. That's very kind of you, Colin, to look that up. Thank you, sir. Hello to Protein Bernard. What's going on here, please? Well, if you watch a bit longer, you'll understand, won't you? Kevin James, good morning. Farmer got him up the duff. Adrian had an argument against 47 cows at work and I won. I know what you mean, Adrian. Aren't you awful? Where's the people in Birmingham today? Are you there? You're very quiet this morning. People in Birmingham. Gosh. Good. So that was my day yesterday. I've got a few news stories and bits and pieces to read you this morning, which I have spent a long time. I do spend a long time preparing stuff here, and I don't use half of it. That's the truth. Half of the stuff I don't use. Now, Boxing Day. Boxing Day yesterday, of course. How did you get on? Did anyone go to the sales? Did you buy anything at the Boxing Day sales at all? Because apparently it was very busy. Obviously not in Boston where I was at Tesco's and B&Q. I was disappointed to see that didn't seem to be a sale in B&Q. There was no like sale special offer or anything like that. Diana's going. Bye-bye, Diana. See you, Diana. Caramel chocolate. Yummy. She likes the caramel chocolate. Katie does, don't you? Oh, caramel chocolate. Oh, what's the little caramel chocolate thing with a rabbit on the front? What's that one called? That's nice, isn't it? And do you remember, I don't know if you can still get it, a chocolate Caramac. Anyone remember a chocolate called Caramac? I haven't seen that for a while. It's like a caramel. Oh, I love it. I like caramel juice on ice cream. You know, that squirty syrup stuff. Oh, it's delicious. Anyway, Boxing Day sales. Let me get my glasses here. Can't see a damn thing without these. Boxing Day shoppers yesterday blew, here in the UK, £8.8 million a minute on Britain's record day of spending. Half the adults in the country, an estimated 27 million people, joined the retail blitz. I mean, some of them you may have seen in the papers yesterday. People were queuing up outside certain shops here in the UK since midnight on Boxing Day. Midnight Christmas night, you know, Christmas night to Boxing night. Christmas night to Boxing morning, midnight. You know, there's a bit. Oh, you know what I mean. That bit. They were queuing up outside. I mean, they must have left their nice warm homes to go and sit outside a shop to save a couple of £100. Oh dear me. It says in the Sun this morning, they hit the shops, but also piled in online as stores slashed prices by as much as 90%. And I'm sure you've all had the emails. Endless emails telling us that there's more stuff for sale. We're fed up buying stuff. I only had this conversation the other day with my mate Ronnie. He said, do you know what? And Ronnie is very materialistic. He likes stuff. He loves it. He loves going and buying stuff. Brand new stuff. He loves it. Right? But even him the other day was saying, him and Andy, his other half, were sitting there looking around at the stuff that they've got. The amount of shirts and trainers the pair of them have got is unbelievable. He must have 50, 60, 70 pairs of trainers in his house. He's actually had shelves built to store. It's like a display. It's like a bloody museum display. Looking at all these trainers he's got lined up. And he said even him and his other half thought, why do we need all this stuff? Answer, you don't. You don't. I can sit here now, honestly, and tell you, I don't need any stuff. Don't. Really. There's nothing that I would really, really want. It would be nice to have a larger TV in my living room. Do I want one? Not really. Not unless I can find one really cheap. I've been looking for a 50-inch TV. I'm willing to pay a second-hand 50-inch TV for which I'm willing to pay up to 50 quid. No more than that, because it's for the caravan. It's for the caravan. Why would I wouldn't want to leave anything too expensive in here. Even this computer, that's years old. The main one that I broadcast on, that comes around with me. Never leave it in here. You know. So I'm expecting people are going to buy new TVs and things now, and they're going to put their old ones on eBay or that Facebook Marketplace thing. But I have been looking the last 3 months for a large TV, and people are selling these 50-inch TVs for 100 quid, and they're second-hand. And I'm thinking, nah, that's too much to spend on a second-hand TV. My nephew Gary sent me the link to one, which was 50 quid. Time I got there, it had already gone. You know, that wasn't too far from here, actually, from Chapel Hill. But I don't mind spending 50 quid on a TV. I'll spend that. Yes, and so the story goes on. The huge price discounts was a last-ditch attempt to pull shoppers in after a tough year for high streets. And the maximum sales could have worked, with the Centre for Retail Research estimating British people will splash £4.75 billion today. Wow. 3.71 in shops and 1.4 online, beating the 4.6 record set on December the 26th last year. Men are predicted to outspend women as determined bargain hunters hit the stores in the most popular day to shop during the Christmas showers. And there's various pictures. Now, where's this? There's people there in Cardiff, look, queuing up in Cardiff, in Welsh Wales. Where's that? That's a shop in London. I don't know where that is. Hang on a minute. Let's see. Does it say there? Doesn't say where that is. There's a shop in London yesterday. Look at them all in there. Look at them. What was I doing? What was I doing? I was spending it with family. Don't need to go mad on Boxing Day. We never used to. Remember when I was a child, I don't think anything opened Boxing Day, actually. I'm sure it was all still closed. Went out the next day occasionally. Funny, isn't it? Did you buy anything in the sales, either online or otherwise? Do let us know. I'd be interested to see. Or perhaps you were looking for something and you decided not to buy it in the end. Did you? Or didn't you? Or did you buy something in the sales yesterday? Shop or online? Let me know. Let's have a look what you bought yesterday. I didn't buy anything at all. Nothing at all. Not looking. I'll look on eBay, as I say, on the marketplace for a large telly, but that's about it. Maybe some lights for in here. I wonder if the lights are on special offer at the moment. Chris Manzar, Cadbury. Cadbury chocolate. Oh, delicious. Kevin James, Caramac. You remember the Caramac as well, do you, Kevin? That was it was like a light coloured chocolate, wasn't it? Not white, kind of like a beigey colour. I love it. Joanna, what is Boxing Day? Boxing Day is the day after Christmas Day, Joanna. All right. Kelly Kim says, R.I.P. Sister Wendy. BBC art non-historian. I don't know who that is, Kelly Kim. Sorry, darling. Don't know who that is. Sorry, don't know who that is. Chris has just printed off the label, sending out my sweeties. Thank you, Chris. You're very kind. Kevin James, Imelda Marcos would have been proud of them, all those shoes. She had a lot of shoes, old Imelda Marcos, didn't she? Thank you. Protein says, nice screaming. Yesterday was Boxing Day. I was searching for Chris Reardon to fight with, but I wouldn't get him to fight. As I have to find you here. Get ready. I love it. What else have I got here for before you today? I sort of thought I saved a lot more than this. Where's all the stories that I saved? Oh, they're on a different page. Here we go. How much did you spend on Christmas? Oh no, I've got to show you this. Now, I don't understand. This is an awful photograph. Now, you tell me if this is awful or is it me, right? Because I certainly wouldn't take a photograph of myself like this. Now, this is a photograph of Billie Piper, who's having a baby. It says, it's not often that actress and singer Billie Piper shared her pregnancy pictures on social media, but she decided to reveal her baby bump this Christmas. It was meant to be a thank you to her mum. Why did she give it to her then? Sorry. It was meant to be a thank you to her mum for the festive socks she'd been given on the big day. The 36-year-old is believed to be 8 months pregnant, and in the pic she is shown posing in a cropped, fluffy jumper and glowing with just weeks to go. Now, I'm going to show you this picture now. Okay, and I want you to tell me, is this a nice picture? Is this the sort of thing that you want to see in the newspapers? Okay, so you ready? There you go. That is Billie Piper. Now, to me, that is blooming awful. I wouldn't want to see myself or any of my children like that in the paper. Now, is it me that finds that one of the most unattractive pictures I've seen in the paper this year? Not only the bump, but the blooming pose as well with the legs open. What's all that about, girls? Come on. We're not all like Cheryl Cole, dancing around with your legs wide open on the telly all the time, dear. It says, after dating for 2 years, Billie and Johnny are delighted. That must be her other half, I suppose, is it? She's already got 2 sons, and then there's the family story. But we're not really talking about the family story. It's just that picture. I'll show it to you again. I mean, it's just horrible. It's really an awful picture. And if she's happy about it, well, you should imagine she'd be smiling, shouldn't she? Awful. Let's have a look. Kevin James says it's the Sun, page 3. Well, it looks like it, doesn't it? Except it's not the Sun at all. It's the Daily Mirror. Daily Mirror, well, I have to say, the Daily Mirror is provides the best stories that I use here on the show. I can go for hours and hours through, not hours, but, you know, in the Daily Mail and the Sun and various other papers. The Daily Mirror always has some really, I don't know if it's the way they tell the stories or what, but I think that picture is awful. What else do you think? Diana says, terrible pose and picture, doesn't look nice at all. Yeah, okay, and I need to hear from a lady, you see, about that picture, because otherwise people, oh, it's because you're a man and all that old crap, you know, like we're not allowed opinions anymore. Chris loves Rose, of course, Rose Tyler, from Doctor Who she played. Excellent character. Diana, I thought you'd gone. You're secretly there, aren't you, Diana? Waiting to hear if I say something bad about you. Diana, she says, my gosh, nasty. So there we are. We don't like those pictures. Adrian, I can pose like that if I don't do it for you, Chris, and send it, but it might change I might change the colour lipstick. You know, I wouldn't take my at this point in my life, I wouldn't take my jumper off and do a picture topless. I just wouldn't. It's all very well when you're young and pretty and flat stomach and all that, but I'm sorry, that just does not look nice, does it? Awful picture. Katie, on the subject of Boxing Day, she says, everything was closed here for a week when I was a child, as it was here. Christmas went on and on. It absolutely did. Now, people, it gets to November, they can't wait. Oh, let's put our tree up. And in 2 days after Christmas, they've taken the tree down. They've taken all the decorations down. Have you forgotten? It's unlucky to take your tree and Christmas cards down before 12 days of Christmas. That's unlucky. It's not just unlucky to do it after the 12 days. It's also unlucky to take your stuff down before. So I want you to cast your minds back to last year now. Did you take your Christmas decorations down before the 12 days of Christmas were expired? And did you have a bad year? Okay, that's all I'm saying, lovey. That's all I'm saying. Katie, those pictures are personal and not for newspaper. You're absolutely right, Katie. They are personal pictures, not for the newspaper. I've got personal pictures on my iPhone. Do you want to see that? Oh, no, perhaps you better not. I'm feeling particularly naughty. Let me just see if we've got any text messages there. I don't think we have. Just awful, those messages. Good. Any more? Shall we do one more story before we do the birthdays? As I say, I can't be here too long today because I have got to leave soon to go to the pantomime, to go and see the pantomime in Skegness Theatre. This I'm gonna do. Oh, there's 2 I wanted to do there. Good morning to Gary Butler. Nephew Gary Butler is here. Morning, Gary. No, I'll do one more story, and then I shall be off. Dad. Now this is a lovely, warm story to finish off our little show with today. Okay, Dad, a devoted dad, joined his flight attendant daughter in this morning's Daily Mirror on her flights over the Christmas period, so she didn't have to spend it away with her family. How lovely is that? Isn't that lovely? The touching story went viral. I hate that word viral. Don't you hate that word viral? I wish this show would go viral at some point. 13 years I've been sitting here talking crap, and still we're just about into double figures. Never mind. The touching story went viral after a passenger who was sat next to his dad shared it on Facebook. This bloke, Mike, from Ohio, by the banks of the Ohio, decided to join his daughter, Pierce, on her flights on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This bloke writes, I had the pleasure of sitting next to Hal. That's the dad, is it? Hang on a minute. Mike Levy from Ohio said Hal. Oh, yes. So this bloke sat next to Hal on his flight home. His daughter, Pierce, was our flight attendant who had to work over Christmas, the 31-year-old wrote on Facebook. Well, you don't look 31 to me. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong bloke. Look, I was looking at the old bloke and young bloke there, see? So this is the bloke who's writing the story or the letter, and there's the lady's dad. Yes, she had to work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Hal decided he'd spend the holiday with her, so he is flying on each of her flights today and tomorrow around the country to spend time with his daughter for Christmas. What a fantastic father. Wish you both a very Merry Christmas. And there she, and she pretty. Look at her. Now that's a nice picture, girls. You know, I'd love to see, if I had a daughter, that's the sort of picture I'd like to see. Not one with your jumper up, whether you're pregnant or not. You know, great big stomach out there and your legs wide open on the settee, trying to look sexy with that face. You know, the lips like Billie Piper. Awful. Awful. Story goes on. Pierce also shared an update on Facebook, writing to her mum, Kimberly, that dad and daughter made it and also managed to land a first-class upgrade from one of the flights. Oh, yes. I've never been first class. Never done first class. I tend to fly in business class, just for the comfort of the airline. Funnily enough, I was reading a story about Norwegian Airlines that do a bit... Oh, I just dropped my glasses. Business class flights to New York. But it's nothing like you'd get on Virgin or British Airways. I mean, you haven't got a flat bed. What's the point in paying all that money if you can't lay flat? I don't get that. I think they're doing a one-way to New York, 895 business class. And you get a bit more leg room and all that. I think you can put your legs right out, but you're not flat. No, I wouldn't bother. So that's a really, really lovely story. She went on to say, Dad's first trip using his what's that? Hang on a minute. It says benefits there. I doubt he'd be on benefits if he did all that. That must mean something else. Dad's first trip using his benefits was a success. Benefits? Oh, I reckon that's probably points. It's probably collected points. That you'd class those as benefits, wouldn't you? If it collected airline points or something like that. He made it onto every flight and even got first class. She also gave a shout out to Mike, this is the flight attendant, for being a great first class passenger and helping us to understand how cool it actually is. Oh, no doubt in my mind, you know, if you can afford it, then fly, go as the best flight you can possibly do. You know, I mean, if you can possibly on any flight at all, if you can possibly get out of economy, even just into premium economy, then it's worth paying the extra money. I'd happily go down 1, 2, 3 stars in the hotel so that I could have a decent flight, a comfortable flight out there and back, because there's nothing worse than being uncomfortable on a plane. And I've done it. You know, I have been uncomfortable in a plane many, many times. The worst trip was coming back from Vegas That was when I went with my mate. Some years ago now it is. Some years ago I came back from Vegas and we were in the economy on American Airlines, and it was the worst flight I ever went on. I was so uncomfortable, so unbelievably uncomfortable. I really was. Let's just go back a bit. Diane! Yeah, look, see? Diane, she put her decorations up on the 1st of December. Come on, Diane, it's too early, girl. Too early, my love. Absolutely too early. Dear. Hello to Mark Kepner. Good morning, Mark. Welcome to the show. Protein. Chris, when I'm coming for my Christmas gift, or will you come for yours first? I don't know. Christmas is over. For 12 days you can... No, for 12 days you can still bring your Christmas present round, all right? Show your baby bump. It will go viral. I haven't got one. I don't think it's a baby anyway. It's just those chocolates that I keep eating at Christmas. Kevin's off to the monastery in Kiev by the river. A bit more sightseeing. Oh, that sounds lovely, Kevin. That sounds really nice, that does. Gio went skiing on Christmas Day. I'm not keen on skiing. Not very good at that. I did do it once. I used to do a job where I went to France and Italy to the Club Med skiing resorts, and I could do skiing or anything free of charge. Got my food and all that. I just did some hosting and a little bit of DJing. That's about 10 years ago now, and I did do the skiing a couple of times. Nah, not for me. I just don't understand the excitement of hurtling down a mountain and with the possibility that you're going to die at the end, or at the minimum break a leg. What's all that about? I don't get it. And I did manage to get down a really small slope from one end to the other. I got from one end to the other. I thought, well, I've done that now, and I went and took my skis off and went back inside into the warm. Shania, here we go. Look at it. There you go. Shania's got it nailed on the head. Now, Diana, look at that, dear. Our decorations were put up on Friday before Christmas and will be taken down on the 6th. Thank you very much, Shania. As indeed, this Christmas stuff behind me will stay up until the 6th. Thank you. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, my dear. Absolutely right. I don't want to miss any pictures off, any little messages out there. Good. Excellent. Can I just read you one more story? Because I don't know what you think about this. Plastic bags. Plastic bags. Now, we're all used now to paying... Do you know, I'm going to have to get a little chain around my neck for these glasses. They keep falling off. Plastic bags. The charges for plastic bags are going to double from 5 pence to 10 pence. You remember when the old plastic bag charge came out? Oh, you used to see these people, didn't you? Trying to get to the car. Oh, they just spent £200 on shopping. Oh no, won't spend 5 pence on a little plastic bag. Oh, it's too much, dear. Well, I think people have just about got used to that now, and I don't see them arguing anymore at the till that they are entitled to a plastic bag, you know, for another fish to eat when it gets dumped into the sea somewhere. Well, they're going to double the price. In the Daily Mirror this morning, all stores, including previously exempt smaller shops, will charge customers for plastic bags in new double charge plans set to hit shoppers in January 2020. Now, why does it take so long to do this? They always come out with something, so it takes months to do stuff. All shops across England will start charging 10 pence for a thin carrier bag in a further crackdown on the scourge of plastic waste. The new fee, in the Daily Mirror this morning, double the current 5p levy at large stores and supermarkets, will be announced today by Environmental Secretary Michael Gove. He's a weird-looking bloke, isn't he? Michael Gove. He looks like a murderer, doesn't he? Or some sort of axe murderer. You can see him, or Dracula. You can see him walking along through a cemetery with like a long black leather coat on, can't you? And a large axe in his hand. It means smaller shops will no longer be exempt from the charge, which campaigners say has already made a difference to the amount of plastic waste being dumped. Mr. Gove said the 5p single-use plastic bag charge has been very successful in reducing the amount of plastic we use. sales of 5p carrier bags have fallen by a fifth last year, but environmentalists claim the thicker bags for life sold at 10p each has undermined the reduction in waste. And I've got to be honest, I still find myself buying carrier bags at 5p, 10p. Yeah, I'm happy to spend 10p on a carrier bag every time I go out shopping. At the end of the day, you know, if you're spending 20, I mean, I do all my shopping in Aldi now. I can't lie to you. I used to be a Waitrose boy until I realised the enormous amounts of savings that you made by going to Aldi or Asda, or even Asda. I like Asda. It's so cheap in Aldi. You know, I never spend more than 20 quid. You go in there with 20 quid, wondering if you've got enough money in your hand, and then they and then they say to you, that's £7.60, please. And you get change. That don't happen in Waitrose. I'll be with me. Oh, have you got another fiver and you haven't got enough on me? Now, don't get me wrong. I love Waitrose. I love it. The whole setup, it's spotlessly clean, nice, friendly staff, always want to talk to you. Lovely place to work, I would imagine, Waitrose, and a lovely place to shop. But price-wise, gosh, what a difference. It's not like 50 pence. It's more like 5 to 10 quid every time you go shopping. Over a month, that's 40 quid. What's that in a year? What's that in a year? It's like £400 or £500 a year I'm saving by going to Aldi. But 5p, 10p for a carrier bag, not going to make any difference, is it? That is not going to make any difference whatsoever. Listen, you need to be charging £1 for a carrier bag. That will make a difference. This is where I don't believe sometimes. The government say, oh, we're going to put another 5p on this to discourage people from buying them. Not going to make any difference. You need to charge £1 for a plastic carrier bag. That will make a difference. It's like when they put the cigarettes up, or the cigarettes are going up in the budget 20 pence. Not going to make any difference. You need to put them up to £100 a packet. That will stop people smoking or make them very poor, one of the two. It's the same thing with carrier bags. If they really wanted to stop it, they would say, right, we're now going to ban the sale of all carrier bags. No, they want the money. They want the money, dear. That's what it's all about. £1 a carrier bag, that'll make a difference. It's like the congestion charge. When that came in, £5. Not going to make a difference. It's £10 now, I think. Oh, £13 the congestion charge. I'm sure that has made a difference. Although you wouldn't think it if you drove in London during the daytime. Good morning to John Parrish. Good morning, John. All right, John, welcome to the show. We're just about to finish, to be honest, John. I've got a lot of stuff to do today. Katie, here you go. Katie, our plastic bags are $1. That sounds fair. I bet that made a difference, didn't it? $1? 60 pence roundabout, isn't it? Something like that. I forget to take my bags. I always do, Katie. I've got a cupboard full of plastic bags in there. My niece gave me another one last night for the cucumber and the tomatoes. Adrian says, shoplifting doesn't count. We go to Lidl or Aldi, on the other hand. When you go to Waitrose, it's just totally different. Oh, it is. It is. It's a lot more expensive, isn't it? All right, today's birthdays, boys and girls. There's only 5 today, or 4. Is it 4? 4 birthdays today. Martin Bryan. Good morning, Martin. 72 years old on this Thursday, the 20th. I can't believe it's Thursday. Oh, my God. Tomorrow I'm going to have to drive to London again for work. How is it Thursday already? I've been up here since Sunday. Unbelievable. It's gone so quick. Happy birthday, Martin. 72 years old today. Domi Humblet. Good morning, Domi. Happy birthday to you. Huggy Maguire. One of our wonderful karaoke singers. Such a warm, lovely person. Happy birthday, Huggy. 37 years old today. Beautiful picture of you in a little Santa hat there. And Emma Cross. Good morning, Emma. Happy birthday to you as well today, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, gang. Right, I must get myself ready. We're going to see a pantomime tonight, this afternoon, as I say, with my niece and her family. That's their little Christmas present. Hopefully, I'll see you again tomorrow morning. round about the same time. You have a lovely Thursday, right? Thanks very much for watching and listening to the show, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.